Welcome to my podcast, Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I'm so excited you are here. You will hear some incredible stories about how people are serving around the world, how they overcame a struggle, how they serve. These shows will give you an edge in business and your personal life. I believe serving over sales will help you grow in so many ways. And now, about our incredible sponsor, Info. Info is a web app that puts your business on people's cell phones when you meet people online or in person. They can engage with your business or send out referrals with a button click, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The power of business is connecting with more people. Remember, your network is your net worth. Info will do this for you. I would love to help spread the word about these shows, so please subscribe to this podcast and find us on all your podcast platforms. Please share with anyone you know who could benefit from our shows. Please enjoy the show. Welcome, everybody, with this podcast, Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. And I have Jenna today out of Canada, a young entrepreneur and business owner. I'm so excited for you to listen to her story. Jenna, so great to have you on the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jenna.
Hey, Steve, how's it going today?
It's fantastic, and I can hear a little Canadian come out. I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. Hey? Yeah, I'm doing really well. How about yourself?
It's been a great day, and I'm excited to have you on. Let's start in the beginning. Why you started the business you started, and what was the inspiration, the desire to do that?
So I've been a business owner since I was like 22. I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah, I had a pretty rough childhood, and so I have a lot of drive to not be where I came from. And so I think that is kind of just what was instilled in me from a very young age. I just seen and experienced a lot of things that I just knew that I did not want to carry forward. And so, yeah, it gave me a really strong ambition. It gave me really strong drive. So I knew from a very young age, I think, that I wanted to like do a lot of things in life and achieve a lot of things in life. And I just always had that ambition. So yeah, I started my first business when I was 22, and like the first, my 20s was like a lot. There was a lot of like expansion and change, and started another business and this and that. And yeah, just went through a lot of life things, and I'm where I am now because of everything in my 20s, kind of like completely, like my life took a total shift and made a lot of changes, but I'm still in the same industry. So I've been in the kind of cosmetics, beauty, enhancement industry since I was 19. And yeah, I expanded my training last year and then opened up a brand new studio. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I love what I do. I love putting smiles on people's faces. I love having them come in and like impacting their lives. Like, it might seem like such a small way to impact someone's life, but it really isn't, because it builds confidence, and, people leave your presence in so much of a better way than when they came in, and it's just, yeah, it feels so good. And so that's why I love doing what I do. And I just love creating impact and creating happiness, and just
why I had you on the show, because you just described a servant in their business. Let's go back. You said something very interesting to me. In your younger years, something inspired you, or what was that little story you could tell us before you started your business? You said you were always interested in doing it. Was there one story or one time that you said, hey, I could start my own business?
Was there one specific time? I don't know if there was like a moment. Yeah, just from a very young age, just my environment and stuff like that. I grew up around addiction, so it was not easy. And I just knew I wanted so much more in life. And I don't know if there was an exact moment, or I think it was just always built in me. Like I've always just had this like knowing inside, and this ability to like And that's what also makes me so good at what I do, is because I have this like ability to like read people and like pick up on their energy and really like feel. And, so it's like people come into your business and you provide a service for them, or a treatment or whatever. And like, it's so much more than that. You build these like deep relationships with people, and you become like a sounding board and like just a safe like place, So yeah, I've just always had that ability, and I've never really like known, like, I don't know, was I born with it? Was it a product of my environment? Like, I don't really know, but it's just kind of always been inside of me.
Environment is a part of that. I'm glad you said that, because we all need to look at that when we're younger, and the addiction part puts you to where you are. And I love, because personal trainers and hairdressers, they're the best psychologists in the world, right? You're the same way. You're going to hear their every story, their ups, their downs, their confide in you. Again, serving, which is all about this show, you're doing that. But I want to talk about what you actually do. So I come to your shop, your clinic, whatever you call it. What are you going to do for me?
Yeah, so I specialize in the treatments that I provide. I like providing change. As I like to call it, I am not a floofy technician. So by trade, I'm a certified like esthetician, medical esthetician, and a laser technician. So I provide laser skin treatments, laser hair removal, like corrective things with laser, specific things like rosacea or like spider veins, like certain things like that. And then I also do, pedicures and sculpted nails and things like that are more like the basic aesthetic side. And yeah, like those are the kind of things that I like specialize in. I have some new things coming into the studio this year. But I like, the treatments that I focus on are things that create change. I'm not here to just, give you a basic facial, things like that. I'm here to like correct what we're treating. And so I focus on modalities that I'm able to get change, you receive change, and we can do that in like a timely manner, So even if the treatments cost a little bit more money, but it's like you see change quicker, and it's not a long drawn out process. It's
right.
It's a very clinical, very we're here to treat you. We're here to provide change. We are here to make you better, in every sense.
So what comes to my mind is you go above and beyond. You're just not a regular esthetician. Nothing wrong with them. They come in, do their thing. They're fine. The people are happy to leave, but you want to take it to that next level.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
That's what I'm interested in.
Why do you do that? I mean, you could be like every other esthetician. Why do you want to take it to the next level, or 2 levels, 3 levels above?
Because that's what fills my cup up, and that's what fills your, like, as the client, that's what fills your cup up. Like, I'm not the type of person where I can, like, I feel like if I'm exchanging, a treatment or service or whatever for money, I want to make sure that we are getting an equal exchange, and so that's kind of why I'm all about the amount of change that we can create. Because if I'm just here to collect a paycheck, which like that's not at all what like my purpose is, so it comes from fulfillment. It comes from like the satisfaction of my clients. So going above and beyond, like, if I can do that, and at the end of the day, like in the long run, I end up saving you money, right? Because you get results quicker by treating it the right way just the first time than, doing the long drawn out process and this and that. And there's nothing wrong with any way that anybody runs their business. This is just how I feel that I can provide the most amount of impact and fill my cup up and fill my client's cup up the way that I feel is right.
And you excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt, because you got me excited here, because that also goes to retention. That customer or client will stay with you longer because you go above beyond. And you use like coffee. You walk into a coffee shop, you get a black coffee, you walk out your house, you got your coffee, you're drinking it. But you go in and get a frappuccino with almond milk and all these different things. You're really happy because you've taken coffee to the next level. You're doing that as an esthetician and all the things that you do. And that's why I wanted you on, because I want people to hear that. Does it cost you any more to do that?
I would say that it costs energy. That's what it costs to really like take your care and your, client care and your love and passion to that level. It takes energy. And some people don't have the capacity to do that. And I'm fortunate that, I'm an energy being. So like I'm very good at, being able to manage and I know when I need to like fill my cup back up and, spend time in nature and do that kind of thing too, because I give on a daily basis, right? Like I'm constantly giving my energy away. And so, yeah, I would say the cost is my energy, that's what I'm here for. Like, that's my purpose, is to share the energy that I have inside of me with other beings that makes them better inside and out. So that's my purpose. So I'm more than happy to do that. Like
that's well said. I've never heard that phrase. It's, it's energy, and that you're right. Not everybody can do it, and that's okay. Not everybody has to do what you do or do what I do. Find what makes you happy, because you've got desire and motivation. That's why you do what you do. Let's talk about, first, what's the name of the place, your salon, and where's it located?
So I'm in Kelowna, BC, Canada. Beautiful Kelowna. Yeah, I moved here 3 years ago from Saskatchewan. And so anybody that's familiar with, Canada, the regions, like, the prairies where I came from, and now I live in the mountains, and it's just gorgeous. It's such a gorgeous place to be. And there's so many great people here and whatnot. So yeah, we're located in Kelowna, and the company is Dream Skin Aesthetics and Wellness Company. So
I love
that's
it.
That's kind of like my theme around the business, is that like I want to provide, like I'm here to, obviously provide you with like the dream skin that you're looking for, the dream, nails, the dream, like just to make you feel, the best that you can feel inside and out. And then just provide like mind, body, and soul wellness, just like all over, like that's kind of my theme of my business. So.
That's very cool. I love that. Staff. Do you have staff, or are you by yourself?
Not currently. No, it's just me. So I had like a studio in Saskatchewan when I lived there, and then I closed it down when I moved here, and was just kind of in limbo for a bit. And then I expanded my training and whatnot, and then just got a brand new studio up and going here in Kelowna in October. So it's just been a little bit past 4 months. So but yeah, it's going really well, and I'm really, really pleased, and I just love what I do. So yeah, no staff yet, but that's definitely on the goal.
That's coming. That's growth. And audience, it's growth. And hey, shout out you Canadians. Go to Kelowna and visit Jenna. Or if you know anybody out there, visit her. You all have her information in the notes. Let's jump about networking, because Infone's a sponsor of this show, and we talk about connecting with people. And you're going to start a podcast we talked about a few weeks ago. Tell us what's the inspiration about your podcast.
Yeah, so this has been on my brain and on my mind and in my heart to do for just over a year now. I just kind of I call it a download, when something just like downloads into your brain and you're just like, okay, I don't know why I'm thinking this right now, but I feel like I need to do this, or I need to say this, or I need to see this, or whatever. So it kind of downloaded about a year and a half ago, and I just felt this like urge, like, you need to do a podcast. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't even know what the podcast would be about, or like whatever. And so yeah, I kind of like tiptoed around that a little bit, and made some notes, kind of played around with what that felt like, and then I kind of let it be and worked on starting the business and blah 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 blah. And then as I approached the end of the year 2022 and coming into 2023, it like got really strong again, that feeling. And I feel that I just have so much to share. And I mean, like, I've been told that, I've been in the industry, the aesthetics industry for 12 years. And I've been told that by multiple people, like, I love talking to you. You're so knowledgeable. You understand things that most people don't. And, et cetera, et cetera. So I just feel like I have this innate knowledge that I just need to share. And so I think that a podcast would be a really great way to do that. And it can further expand, my capability to give and to serve and to live in my purpose. So yeah, I feel really good about that. And the podcast is going to be revolved around growth. And there's no limit to that. That's going to be personal growth, business growth, just literally growth, like in any shape, way, or form, because I feel like I've done a heck of a lot of growth in my life,
Yeah.
as we all have. But I just feel that I have a lot to share on that. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's literally like very early stages. It hasn't even, like we just talked about the last or a couple weeks ago. I'm just working on the name. I'm working on getting everything kind of in the process of going. So hopefully, soon that will be up and running, and I'm really looking forward to that.
That's
So
awesome. And like my podcast, it is a great message, and I look forward to work with you on that. With that being said, well, personal development, you've said growth. So growth ties into personal development. You have any books you'd like to share with the audience that has really helped you grow?
Yes. So a couple of the most recent is I read, there's actually, there's three. I have three. First off this is a very unconventional growth book, but it honestly was really powerful to me. Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. Lots of people know who he is, lots of people don't. He's a rap artist. He has a book called Hustle Smarter, Hustle Harder. And a lot of people might think that it's kind of like a little bit of a gangster book or like something like that, but he actually is a very, very, very knowledgeable businessman, and he has a lot of fantastic things to share in terms of his mindset around business and the way that he looks at things, because he came from a very hard upbringing as well. And so I think that's part of the reason why I kind of like connected a little bit more with his view, maybe, is because of that. But it's a very interesting, it's not your traditional, business growth mindset book. It's very different, but it really gets your wheels turning. So I really recommend that one, just for like a little change in how you typically read about growth and business and this and that. So that one's really good. Secondly, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I read that book like 6 months ago. It is amazing. Anyone who hasn't read it needs to read it. It just sums up how every tiny decision and every tiny act that we make on a daily basis compounds. And it truly does. It truly does. You might think that, oh, it's only one time, or it's only twice, or I'm only doing this, or only spending this $5, but in small amounts, it doesn't seem big. But once you compound those small amounts over time, it becomes big. And so that really ties into every decision we make, every amount of money we spend, the choices we make in business or life, or time that we spend doing certain things. Like, it's really crazy when you break it down and you start relating it to your own life and the choices that you make and the things that you do. It's mind blowing how we're like, oh, and then we wonder why we're where we are and not where we want to be. So Compound Effect, that's a great one. And then thirdly, a lot of people know about this book, but Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. It's an old school classic. I actually didn't even read it until just recently, because I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure about the old school kind of like, take on it and how old it was and stuff. But I from multiple different people, they were like, you need to read this book. So I finally gave it a chance, and yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. For anybody that has any knowledge or idea about universal energy and how energy works, and like I said earlier, like, I'm an energy being, and like energy is huge in my life and for me, and etc. So even if you aren't into that stuff, it's super interesting to do some research on the 12 universal laws, the how energy works and attracts, and it's just crazy. It's mind-blowing. It makes you look at things a lot differently. And it's science, when you break it down, and you understand that like we are all energy, and like you can't argue that, because we are, like, we're atoms. That's what we are, like, made into these beings and these things and these chairs and this and that. It's pretty cool. It really gives you a different look on things and makes you start seeing things a little bit differently, which is what growth is, right? It's when we start changing how we look at things, the things we look at change, right? So those are the 3 books that I feel like I recommend.
And I love Think and Grow Rich. I had the same thought you did as an older guy. I'm like, this guy's talking to people in the 50s. How's that going to relate? Boy, does it relate. It'll relate for generations. And 50 Cent, that's a great call, because, I don't listen to rap or anything, but that guy's taken his business to Oprah Winfrey levels.
Yes.
And I'm going to get that book, because those are the people you want to read that are successful. Of course, they've done it. They've showed you how to do it. And reading is so important for growth. I'm sure that's going to be part of your podcast, I would assume.
Yes.
Personal development as well.
Reading is, it just feeds your mind, and not everybody likes like actual physical books. Like some people do audiobooks, and or they do it in short form podcasts or whatever. Like however you find that you can ingest that information that's best for you, like that's fine. There is no right or wrong way to do it. It's just absorbing the information in any way, shape, or form you can, right?
That's right. Well, I want to thank you, Jenna. Audience, you can see why I had her on. I'm not going to say her age, but she's younger than me. I'm 61. She's much younger, but she's smart. It doesn't matter what age you are. You could be successful like her. You can learn. And Jenna, I'm so fired up to learn so much more about you. You're going to grow, and I know I'm going to work with you in the future. Things are going to be bright, and we're going to get your podcast on my podcast, and I'll jump on and we'll share it with my audience so people can access it. But I'd like to leave the audience with that one business tip that you learned since 22 when you started your first business that's helped you get to your journey to where you are today and may help you get further.
Honestly, never stop growing. Like never think that you've reached your potential. Because if you think that you've reached your potential, you have so much more to go. And that is just like, we are infinite beings, and we can achieve and do and be anything that we can possibly imagine. So just never stop believing that, and never stop trying to fight to get to the next level, because there always is a next level. So that's 100% my tip.